Hey guys, it is Johan and welcome back to another episode again. And today guys, we're going to talk about how to survive this economic winter, because I do believe we are going to be, or maybe we are already in a tough economic situation, and not just on a local country level. I believe every single country around the world will be feeling the pinch. Cost of living remains high, interest rates all around the world continue to go high as well. But the media doesn't help us. The media is saying that we're going to be heading into a real economic winter, and I'm going to share my thoughts as well. But more importantly, guys, I'm going to share with you 7 strategies that I've implemented within my life to ensure that my wife and I are protected. And maybe you can implement some of these strategies within your life to ensure that you're protected. But guys, more importantly, I'd like to say thank you very much for the continued support. The community on Clubhouse continues to grow. We're seeing great results both on YouTube and Spotify as well. But let's get back into it today. So if you don't know what an economic winter is, just to keep it simple, it basically means that we are heading, or we might be already, in a quite of a big recession. And like we said, cost of living's gone up. Interest rates have gone up, and if you're renting in particular, it might be quite tough in your particular country or situation as well. But there are things you can do. And rule number 1, guys, is I would recommend that you start putting on a new pair of glasses, right? And stop looking at the macro environment. So the macro environment basically means that, every time you put on the news, the economic outlook might not look good. But you need to put on a new set of lens, right? So put on a new set of glasses and start looking at the micro. Now, the micro is all about you looking at your own financial situation and you only controlling and worrying about what you can control and what you can focus on. Because at the end of the day, guys, my financial situation is going to be different to yours, and yours is going to be different to that newsreader. So you've got to put and implement things in your life to ensure that your life is protected. And believe it or not, guys, you can build up massive wealth, massive businesses in these current situations. And if you don't believe me, just research it, guys. Most wealth is created in bad times. And one of my favorite sayings, guys, is bad times create strong people. So think about that for a minute, right? So what is the first strategy or first thing you should implement in your life to ensure that you can get through this current economic situation? So rule number 1 is create an emergency fund. So my wife and I, we have about 6 months worth of cash in a separate account where if I lost my job or my business went bad, our household bills will be covered for a minimum of 6 months without needing help from the government or anyone else. And I think you should do that. So have a look at your situation, look at how much you're spending every month. And then what you need to do, guys, is do this, is start saving money today for that rainy day. Number 2, reduce debt. So there is good debt and bad debt. Good debt might be like loans for shares or investment properties. That's considered good debt. Bad debt would be your own home loan for your own home, car loans and personal loans. So start looking at ways that may be mitigating risks or reducing those debts. And if you don't know how, reach out to a financial advisor, mortgage broker, and see what you can do. And I know a lot of you guys might have 2 or 3 cars in your household. And if you've got 2 or 3 car loans, I would suggest selling a vehicle right now to reduce that debt and start looking at paying, expensive debt such as credit cards and all that kind of stuff. So my wife and I, we don't have any personal debt whatsoever. We don't even have any bad household debt as well, which is absolutely sensational for us. So that's something that you can do within your life as well. The third thing you want to do, guys, I am looking at a list because I want to provide you with accurate information and data, is to start cutting expenses. So something that my wife and I, we have actually done within our household is we used to go out for dinner 3 times a week. We've worked hard. We don't have a home loan. We don't have kids. So we've actually had to reduce that to about 2 times a week. And the reason why is our household budget hasn't really been affected, but we're trying to use that surplus funds to buy another property or increase our share portfolio as well. So you've got to be smart in these situations as well. And if you need help with budgeting, again, reach out to a financial counselor or advisor within your local community. Number 4, probably my favorite. I think sometimes you can only cut what you can cut. and then there's going to be no more room to cut. But what you could do is increase your income. Now, there are three things that you can do right now in order to increase your income. Number one is ask for a pay rise in your current job. And if that doesn't work, what you can do is number two is get another job. Simple as that, right? And number three, my favorite, is start a side hustle. So maybe you can use your existing skill set to start a side business. So, I've got a side business, which is my coaching business. Now, when I generate income from my coaching business, I allocate 10% to marketing, and 90% of that income is actually put towards my share portfolio as well. So, maybe we'll make it whatever we make every month, and, we save 10% of that, and then rest of it goes to our share account as well. Number five is to diversify investments. I can't give you any particular financial advice, so you're going to do your own research on this as well. But start diversifying some investment strategies as well. So again, reach out to a financial advisor. That's what we're doing right now. So, we've got things like shares, properties. We're also looking at possible bonds, but depending on how much disposable income we have. And number six is my favorite. Learn a high-skilled skilled where you can earn more income. So for example, if you're a teacher, you're probably at the maximum capacity of earning capability right now. And that job may not be paying enough to, pay your bills. I've had nurses, teachers, police officers within my network telling me that they can't even survive or pay bills based on their current income levels. Because let's face it, any public servant or service operator can barely pay their bills unless they're like a government official. So if that's you, the reality is if you're a police officer, school teacher or nurse, your income's not going to really go up unless, that yearly CPI goes up, which is way behind the inflationary period anyway. So what I would be looking at doing is transferring maybe to another opportunity. So give you an example. I talked to a client a couple of weeks ago who's a nurse. She works for a public hospital. And we actually worked out that she could actually work for a private hospital earning 20 grand more a year. So she has been appointed a new role and she suddenly solved all her financial problems just by doing that as well. You can learn other new skills such as sales, marketing, things that don't require degrees so you can earn more income as well. And my favorite, guys, is stay positive. We have had such good economic times for the last 10 years. Since 2008, what is that, about 16, 17 years? Things have been really, really good in our economic situation. But now we're going to be going through a tough period as well. And this gives you time to reflect, change, and implement new strategies as well. And guys, don't get caught up in that media bullshit. It's just there to scare you, condition you. And if you're thinking that you can control that by watching the news and controlling your thoughts and actions, you're totally wrong. Okay, you got to feed yourself with good things. I'm reading some new books in my life as well. I'm reading Max Out by Ed Mylett so I can become a lot more progressive and a lot more driven to ensure that I can generate more income streams, to ensure I can get through this economic landscape as well. And remember, in order for you to survive this economic situation requires discipline, flexibility, and resilience. So guys, that is enough for today's session, and really hope you enjoyed this podcast again today, my friends. And, really appreciate the support, but I want you to know that I believe in you guys, and I truly, truly think you can get through this economic blip. So take care, guys, and speak to you soon. Thanks, my friends. Bye.